such numbers. All right. So why grow your audience advice one face on empty calendar, an empty client calendar? And the truth here is that somebody must clearly understand the difference between reach and pipeline, right? So more top of funnel effort doesn't repair a broken ladder. It adds more people to the ranks that were already overcrowded. So you there are already levels in your sale process or in your customer journey that were already not responding, that were already like not moving anything at all, not moving anything for you at all. And now what usually end up happening is that more content just end up to like amplifying the thing wrongly. So let's look into that more clearly. All right, so when booking stall, the default is to assume the algorithm buried you. And I think it's a very natural thing. I don't know how it became an obvious thing like that. But I think there's been this narrative that like some algorithms are always against people, right? There are actually narratives that some way somehow many social media companies do not want to promote. That's exists there. But for somebody who is just starting, I mean, you've not caused trouble anywhere, you've not really done anything bad like that, you are not joining any crazy narrative out there, you are just doing your business stuff. Why should the algorithm have something against you? I think that's a way to just dismantle that belief. And the moment you realize that it's not the algorithm, I think that's the place where the veil gets broken. When you finally realize that you're probably the one doing something wrong, it's always easier for us to point fingers. But anybody who will make like anything serious happen in this world, I mean, we have to move away from pointing fingers to somebody and realize that, okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Or maybe I could do more than I'm doing. I could do more than I'm doing. The reason why I'm doing this webinars personally as well is that okay, I also want to reach more coaches, I want to reach more consultants. And I mean, I can say that okay, maybe my content that I've already put out there is enough, right? Maybe the algorithm is against me. I'm like, no, it's not really the case. Have I done whatever I'm supposed to do? Have I already exhausted what I'm supposed to do? Have I reached those? Have I made myself as easily discoverable as possible? So you want to think about things that way. Like, have you made your content or your brand easily discoverable? Have you done the very best? So two content jobs. So engagement and revenue are two different things. There is what you do in generating engagement and you are enjoying the numbers, you are enjoying the likes, the follower count, the subscriber count. Great. And then there's also what you do to make sure that that traffic or that audience also leads into real sales. Somebody can be doing so well with engagement. People like their content, they share, they repost, right? The content is enjoyable and it's generally enjoyable, but nothing of it can convert into sales. And that's the story of many creators or most influencers today. Most influencers today are living in that dilemma. And it can be very painful. Like if you're not having followers or subscribers and you have that issue, it makes sense. You definitely don't have anything. But to have something tangible, something I mean that seems to be growing and still feel like nothing is going or nothing moving is a bit painful. It's a bit more painful. All right. So growing rich just produces a bigger version of the same problem, right? So what does it look like? So I had to tell that you are joining that in that particular trap. So if your reach on or impressions have grown over the last few months, but your book call numbers, right, hasn't moved up with it. So you don't have a visibility problem. That's what you understand. So you've grown reach, but then the bookings have not increased. The sales have not increased. You have a conversion problem wearing a visibility costume. And sometimes we are the ones that go out to buy that visibility costume because we just listen to people that are just there to sell us the idea of make more content, make more content. Most of the packages that we do sell at the Growth Masters, they are not so much on volume because you come to understand it's not a volume matter. We in the early months of working with any client, we are looking at solving the conversion problem first. Even if you take one post a week, solving it to deepest level, like understand truly what is making people not change their opinion about you, not trusting you, or what's delaying that trust decision before we consider, okay, let's go on with more content. All right. So the feast isn't more volume, definitely. Right? Audience growth compounds attention, not pipeline. And the moment we realize that attention and revenue are two different things, and we require two different or different approaches to actually grow it separately, it's liberating, right? So unless something is deliberately done towards it. So I mean that something has to be done on purpose. It's purposeful. So even those that you see with huge audiences and that still have like a lot of revenue, there's a lot of thinking and a lot of strategy behind it. Like many of us should, when you look at Mr. Beast's content online, it may just seem like a happy guy, not so smart guy, random guy, just making people laugh, just making people having a good time, just making crazy videos, just giving people money. It may just look at just a you're a random Joe. But then, if you sit in an interview, a Forbes interview, an economist interview, a CNBC interview, where you meet the Mr. Beast, the businessman, right? There's a Mr. Beast, a businessman, and when you meet the Mr. Beast, a businessman, you realize that every single minute, every single second, every single series of video is meant to create something in the audience, to move money out of the pocket of people, or to increase the company's value. There's intentionality. I know many things happen randomly as well on social media. Algorithm can just love your content from day one and fame can come in there. But those who really last and make the most out of it, they do know something, right? They have something that works for them and that they keep on doing over and over again. So apply this now quickly, right? This is what you're going to do right now. So so you want to stop the top of funnel reflex before you post again. So you're at a certain level in the funnel, right? You want to have a bunch of people saying you that thing that you do at the top there, you just want to stop it. So first thing is I want to pause any plan to simply post more, right? For 48 hours. We recommend it every time. This is not the first time it's showing up in our webinars, but just pause it. Just pause it. Just pause it for some time. So, or you can even extend it to more than 48 hours. So it should be long enough to break the reflex or post more as the automatic fees. And most of the time when people do this post more thing, they stop posting, right, for a few days. They realize that like nothing has actually changed. Meaning it wasn't even the posting that you're posting that was changing something. And then I mean, in the previous webinar, we addressed what people want to keep on posting, because sometimes you look at your other competitors or maybe those that you look up to in the business and it seems like they're always posting. But again, what we see is the post. We don't see the bookings. We rarely see whether they are actually truly booking people. And sometimes they can even be cropping the same booking call and posting it as as content on their page. That will make you think that they're actually getting more customers and more bookings, which again is not the case, right? So why will you just easily buy into it? We just can't buy into it anymore, right? When you know how they are thinking about this sort of thing. So just pause your posting for a couple of days, at least 48 hours. And then two, compare your last 3 months of reach versus booking. This is an honest interpretation of data. So how many did I reach in the last 3 months and how many bookings did I receive, right? So if the reach is up but bookings are flat or down or deflating, then that's your confirmation that truly, I mean, you have a problem at the top of the funnel, right? Your way of converting engagement into sale is really a problem here. So you have a conversion problem. And then the third thing you want to do, right? If you do happen to still have that desire to post or do something, you want to redirect tomorrow's post or whatever is supposed to come next, right? Towards the known round goal, right? Or round goal. We talk about it more. We are right here at the end of it. So you already know why your audience isn't converting. Let's map it to your exact audience. So this webinar gave you the real diagnostic, not a teaser. So a free 15-minute call, discovery call, is the fastest way to run the ownership ladder audits on your own audience and map exactly where the gap sit. So yes, that is my that's my call to action here. I look forward to you getting into this call with you. Book a link, the link is in the description. Make sure you subscribe, you follow, and share it with a coach if you do enjoy this. And this part of a series, watch out for the next webinar as well. Thank you and do have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye bye.